What you are looking at is a mathematical paradox. Millions of people walking the same path, increasing their work hours every year, yet ending up in the exact same financial position where they started. Take a typical earner making 30,000 rupees a month. By the time rent is paid, the commute is covered, and the groceries are bought, there is almost nothing left. This creates a closed loop where you work just to afford the ability to go back to work the next morning. We fall into this loop because our training focuses exclusively on professional skills, becoming a better accountant, a faster coder, or a more efficient manager. We are taught how to qualify for a paycheck, but we aren't taught how to manage that paycheck once it hits our bank account. The wealthy operate on a different set of instructions. They don't look for ways to increase their hourly rate. They look for mechanisms that generate value independently of their physical presence.
Financial stagnation isn't a sign of laziness. It is the predictable result of an operating system that views a salary as the only way to accumulate capital. To break that cycle, you have to look at your personal finances as a mechanical system, what we can call cash flow architecture. This system has two primary components. Assets are mechanisms that pump liquid capital into your central pool. Liabilities are mechanisms that are constantly draining it out. Stagnation happens when we mislabel these pipelines. We often view a large house or a new car as a sign of wealth, but in this architecture, if it requires a monthly payment to maintain, it is purely a drain on your resources. Consider buying a premium bike on an EMI plan. While it looks like a success, it creates a recurring leak. Every 30 days, a portion of your work hours is automatically diverted to cover the interest, shrinking your available capital. When the majority of your income is committed to these leaks, the math makes it impossible to build a surplus. You aren't getting ahead because your architecture is designed to drain itself. The alternative is the wealth system. This requires intercepting a portion of your income and diverting it into a growth mechanism before it ever reaches the liability drain. Look at two identical 30,000 rupee incomes. Rahul loses his entire pool to the EMI trap. Aman, however, intercepts just 5,000 rupees and diverts it into a growth engine, perhaps a small resale business or an automated online service. Even a small daily profit of 200 rupees feeds back into his main pool. Over time, this loop begins to do the work that Aman's physical labor used to do. To build this, you have to change how you view your job. It isn't just a place that pays for your survival. It is a paid laboratory. While you are there, you have access to free data. You observe the inventory, the sales objections, and the profit margins. The salary you earn covers your current rent and groceries, but the skills you extract are what allow you to eventually exit the loop. In this framework, the paycheck fuels your today, while the knowledge builds the assets for your tomorrow. If the math of cash flow is this clear, why don't more people simply switch their strategy? Most people are stopped by a psychological firewall. We are hardwired to choose the immediate emotional safety of a guaranteed paycheck, even when we know that paycheck is keeping us in the same financial position year after year. We see the word risk and stop. The fear of losing even a small amount of money in an investment creates an emotional barrier that keeps us tethered to the cycle of labor, because the labor feels safe, even if it is mathematically stagnant. The wealthy mindset bypasses this by viewing a loss as a tuition payment. If a 5,000 rupee investment fails, you haven't just lost money, you've purchased data on what doesn't work in the market. The ultimate shift is realizing that wealth does not require a high salary. It requires an architecture that functions without you. The numbers are final. Investing 100 rupees into a growing asset is objectively more productive than spending 1,000 rupees on a liability that loses value instantly. The goal is to move from being a worker who chases money to becoming the architect who designs the system that forces money to work for you.